Hi and welcome to Social Intelligence Mini E-Course, Turning Your Passion Through Profit with Facebook. Today I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to help you get kick-started. But first of all, I'd like to welcome you on board, and also if you'd like to pop down to our Facebook Social Intelligence group, make sure you click on the link below. This is where we are able to build relationships with one another, and there's other massage therapists that feel really lonely out there. If you're one of them, come and join us because it can be a very lonely world. You'll be able to get some exclusive content there, and make sure you introduce yourself. And if you ever wanted to ask a question, you can hang out there. Any burning questions, now is your chance. So before we move on, I'll just tell you a little bit about me and my journey and how my story and how I can help you. Well, who am I? Well, I am a 40-something-year-old woman living in Australia. I'm not really a Golden Globes winner, and I don't really hang out with Tina Fey or Amy, but I do love being very creative, and I love being a little bit outspoken, a little bit sassy, and I just love business. I'm a mother of two, happily married for many, many years, and these are my two girls, and they're actually part of my journey of growing up throughout my business, because I started out when they were only little, and they've grown up with me, and I've been able to bless their lives with the skills that I've been able to learn from business. So where did it all start? I was a beauty therapist years ago. I actually did an apprenticeship when I was left school many years ago, and how it all started was I needed to earn some money, and I knew I didn't really want to work for any. In fact, back then I realized it was the same energy to sell products to somebody else than it was to work for me. So I knew I needed to channel that energy into creating something for me. So that was a big aha moment for me many years ago. And I started out working for my shed, and my husband was a bank manager at the time, and he wouldn't give me any money, so I had to actually hide all the motorbikes in the back shed. Then I decided to go into a hair salon, and it was quite noisy, and I couldn't create the ambience, so then I had to go solo. Then I had to get bums on seats to make sure I could pay the rent, small steps, and then I decided to hire some staff, and it sort of rapidly grew. Back then, Facebook wasn't around. Google was just starting, but really nobody really knew how to master that. And lucky enough, I was able to be the forefront leader of my industry with Google. And anyway, I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I rapidly grew from a solopreneur within 5 years to a chain of salons, day spas. And the reason I got into massage was people would come in and say, look, I've got back pain, headaches, sciatic pain, and I didn't know how to help them. I could make their skin look fabulous, but I really didn't know how to help pain and give them treatment. So then I jumped over to be a remedial massage therapist. And I've learned the hard way of having many staff. At one stage, I think we had 20 staff with all the salons. I've been lied to, cheated, stolen from, you name it, it's happened to me. And in fact, we did have a good culture. Had a lot of staff and stay a long time. And it got me writing a book called How to Find the World's Best Employees to Help Your Business Grow. And I would sell that to massage therapists around Australia. Really, it's from templates how to hire to fire and keep them happy in between. So back to Google, I was able to place my business on the top of Google ranking, #1, and also I figured out Yellow Pages was another medium as well, and advertising on TV. So I used all three mediums, but Google was something I could take control of, and my website I could really take control of. And when you pay for advertising for TV, you're forking out thousands of dollars, and if it didn't work, you literally have lost all that money. So this is what I love about this type of marketing online is that you actually have control over your own content. Okay, so I got these businesses up and going, and life took a bit of a different turn. Found a lump in my throat. In fact, this was the photo that I found on Facebook, and I thought, gee, my throat looks a little bit swollen there, better go get it checked out. Turns out I did have a 7 centimeter tumor on my throat, and it was a lump in my thyroid actually, and turned out I had thyroid cancer. Never drunk, never smoked, and I felt a bit gypped. So that took a bit of a life turn for me, and decided, if the doctor actually said you've got 3 months to live, what would we do different? And then we thought, you know what, why should we wait 3 months? Our business is where we want it to have it, and it was these salons were pumping over business, and we were getting bums on seats, and it was making a profit. It was time to sell. So we decided to pack up and travel around Australia with my girls and my husband. And we ended up in the Northern Territory in Darwin, which was a lovely, lovely location. In fact, I'm still here. After 6 months traveling on the road, I wanted to stab someone. And I thought, you know what, it's time to establish ourselves in a nice, warmer climate, because I had no thyroid. In fact, I needed to really concentrate on my health. And I really didn't want staff or overhead. So I ended up selling a product online through Amazon in the United States. And I decided to play off the 50 Shades of Grey, and it went really, really well. Another opportunity came to me as working for air hostie, and that was one of my ultimate goals when I was young, was to work as a hostie and travel and adventure. And that's exactly what I did. I actually got into fitness and lost a lot of weight and got my mojo happening again, and then decided to fly for an airline. However, had a great time, lots of adventures. I've never turned back time. But then I was starting to work with 20-something-year-old kids again, with it just drove me a little bit batty, and I just knew I was destined to more than just working for an airline, and the money really wasn't cutting it for me, so I needed to go and work for myself again. So I got my fitness going, I got my headset going, and I knew I can just take on the world. So I started doing Facebook advertising for my own business, but I really didn't know what I was doing. Everything I was doing was actually not working, so it was quite frustrating at the time. So I did quit the airline and started out as a massage therapist, mobile, because I knew there was a gap in the market, but I really wasn't getting enough work. So I thought, oh, I better go and work part-time again. And that was until I met up with my girlfriend, who was turning over 30,000 in pure profits a month for a different industry, not in the massage industry. And I needed to stop and find out what she was doing. And until I learnt what she was doing, I put it into practice for my own business with a lot of help with other mentors. And it did work, because our industry is so different from any others, and we really needed to get approval for one thing and be able to articulate the right message to the right market. So once I discovered Facebook, it actually turned my business around fairly quickly. I ended up doing a lot of corporate gigs for big, high-end corporates, VIPs, as you can see, the helicopters, and I do beach massages, home massages, hotel massages, corporate gigs. I actually turned my business around very, very quickly with the power of Facebook. And a lot of people would find me, give reviews. It was quite intelligent the way that I did it. Well, my pay pockets said so anyway. So now, 12 months on, I actually am able to afford to go and travel. And just last week I was in Bali, and you know, I've been able to meet a lot of fascinating people along the way. And as you can see, some of these have been photoshopped, but I've been able to work on celebrities, athletes, politicians, you name it. And that was because I've been #1 on Google and Facebook. Now, because of that, I've been able to have credibility. So now people ask me to help them in their business. So now I've turned my talents. I still do massage because I still have a skill. And I now help other massage therapists and other entrepreneurs around Australia, helping them grow their business. So I wouldn't call myself a coach, but a bit of a mentor. What is actually possible with Facebook? Now let's get clear, because clarity is power. Fans will fall in love with your service and your brand. You will be the go-to person that people will be talking about. And in fact, I've actually, in my local area, I'm a bit of a celebrity. People know who I am when I walk down the street. Not that I'm after celebrity status, but that's what Facebook has done for me. You could grow an online store, and I have done that with products that you can. If you're in the massage industry, I take bookings. Basically, I remote my appointments for my massage business anywhere. Last week I was in Bali, and I could take bookings over there. I outsourced some of my work, and it was all done by my mobile phone. If I actually do quite a bit of travel, so I can take my bookings anywhere. I don't care if I'm down the beach or on my walk or wherever. I can remote control my bookings. That means I remote control my cash flow, and I remote control my lifestyle. That is awesome. So this is something my mentor shared with me, and it's quite interesting. Why is it a man wakes up in the morning after sleeping under an advertised blanket on an advertised mattress and pulls off advertised pajamas, takes a bath in an advertised tub, shaves with an advertised razor, washes with an advertised soap, puts on advertised clothes, sits down to breakfast for advertised coffee, puts on advertised hat, rides to his office in an advertised car, writes in an advertised pencil, then he refuses to advertise and says doesn't pay, and then if a business isn't good enough to advertise, he advertises it for sale. Now, it's crazy, but it's true. If you believe in your business, you want to build it, advertise. It's really a duty of a business person to tell everyone about your services. You have a skill, you have the ability to serve others. Why not get as many people as possible to know about you? And people tell me, oh yeah, but Facebook doesn't work. Yes, it does. So I'm not just myself, but the clients I've worked with as well. It does work.
G'day guys, Damo here. Just a quick note about Luana. Would have been about back in February. I got some copy from Luana for an ad for Facebook, and that one ad made me about $4,200 from one ad.
Now, let me give you an example why your ads probably didn't work. You've picked the wrong audience. You've either just done a boost and it's gone to everybody, or you've selected some people but not quite specific enough. For example, a 40-year-old woman, she's a businesswoman who drives a BMW, is going to be much different to a 40-year-old mum of 4 kids. So there you go, wrong audience. Or you've got the wrong message to the wrong audience. And that is, let's just take the WE test. I want you to go and have a look at your own website or your own Facebook page, and I want you to have a look at it now to see if you always talk about I this, wear this, wear this, wear this, we do that. Let's call it the pissing test, the weeing test. So it's not, you're not really selling benefits on how to help your clients. So you need to change your message around to be able to talk about, not about you, but about the benefits for your clients. The third reason could be your offer sucks. You probably either don't have a point of difference, or you just got nothing there to offer anybody. In fact, the offer needs to be loud and clear. It's basically, you've got to think of this. What would make a fat kid sitting on the lounge, eating Doritos, want to get up and pick up the phone or text you or inbox you? I want you to think of that. What would it be? Okay, so let's have a look at your product or service. I'm just going to round it off to $100. It makes it easy, and that's around the value of what my one treatment is. So let's just say I do spend $0 as well on a few free platforms, up to $5 a day. That's basically lunch money. It's $35 a week. And even if I get 5 inquiries a day, I'm not going to book all of those in. Let's be really realistic and say 1 to 2 clients book in a day. If you put that over a week, that's $600 to $1,200 return. That is a really good return. See, $35, one massage covers that. Now let's just double that, because if it works for $5, it will work for $10, and you will actually increase the volume. So $10 a day, you'll get 3 to 4 bookings a day. Spend $70 over that week, you could get $1,800 to $2,400 a week. That's a really good return. Even if it's like $100 a week, $100 a day, it's still a really good return. I don't know anywhere that you could get a return on that. Now this is based on my own figures. And let's talk about the lifetime of one client. I know the lifetime of a client. So one client is worth to me, let's just say they stay with me for 2 years. And let's just round it off to be realistic here. 20 months. They're not going to come over Christmas and New Year's unless they're really, 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 really good clients. So let's just, on average, 20 months. They spend $100 each month. They spend $100 each month. That is $2,000 over 2 years. It only cost me $5 to find them. They recommend 2 friends because I'm so good. That's $6,000 over 2 years. Imagine where your business would be if you had a strategy that had a consistent flow of new clients visiting you, calling you, texting you, inboxing you, whatever, and your existing clients. Can you imagine where your business will be? So I'm just going to, this is again off my own business example. I don't like to overdo it. 3 massages a day, I'm happy. 6 days a week, $100. If you multiply that, it's nearly 93. Sometimes I do 4, sometimes I do 5. I really don't like doing 5. So I'm just going to average it out. If you want to work more, it's $100,000. I would average $100,000 cash money. So because this is a bit of a results course and I want you to take a little bit of action, we're not just about learning, let's take some action. I want you to get a pen and paper ready and set some goals, and let's just crush them. Again, we're talking about clarity. The clearer we are, the more power you have to get your goals. Now, what can we do with Facebook? Where can it go? It's going to grow your database. Your brand becomes trusted and you have recognition. You have great reviews, credibility. And how many clients per month do you want? Let's write that down. What kind of things do my fans want to see on Facebook? What kind of interactions do I want on my Facebook page? How much money do I want to make for my business each month? So let's document your goals so you can create a plan for them. Now what I'd love to see is for you to write them down and inbox it or put it on our Facebook group. I would love to hear what your goals are. Let's move on to part 2 of the e-course, and I'll see you soon.